Hello everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. It's mid-December. You should be receiving your catalogs in the mail any day now from Stampin' Up. If you have ordered with me within the last year, I automatically sent you a copy. If your address changed and you think you didn't let me know, please make sure I know. And if you're new here and you don't have a United States demonstrator, please reach out. I'll send you a catalog. So today I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell of the things that I bought early from these two catalogs, because when you get them in the mail and you look through the catalog, it's going to be like, oh, okay already, but you have to see things in person. Because I'm not there in person with you at this moment, I will show you some things that I did buy in advance. I didn't buy everything, but I always get all the designer paper and all the accessories because I will be doing my product shares. They are a great way to get a little bit of everything. I'll be announcing those next week, and I'll show you some of the things that you get with those. Let's start with the freebie one. You're going to get the two catalogs. One of them is the small Sale-A-Bration. It's January 7th through February 28th, and this is where if you order something that is $60 or more, you can choose something from this catalog. And they also have a larger bundle and some other things to choose from if you want to spend $120, which is called a level 2. But let me show you some of the ones that I got already. This paper is called Bloom Impressions, and it is all pretty bright florals. I'm going to use this next week on a project. They're just very, very pretty. Double-sided. I always do double-sided for the prints like this, which I love. One side is usually a little softer than the other. Just all pretty, bright, happy florals. Because it's going to be January and February, and we're all ready for spring by then. And the holiday cards are done. So it's all very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. You can tell I've been working on it. I've got some parts and pieces missing. So to go with this paper, so it's 12 sheets, 12 by 12 size, a level 1. And then they also have as a level 1 this freesia seam binding ribbon, which we love, seam binding. Anything seam binding, I'll take it. It's a very light, pretty color. It can even go into a heather, into some pinks. It's very, very pretty. And then also they have these gorgeous sequins. Give me a sequin in every color, I'll take it. These are all pretty berries and freesias and some iridescence, so those are also free with a $60 order. And they also have an embossing folder, a Starstruck it's called. And right off the bat, you think it's like little tiny daisy flowers, but it really has little tiny stars in the middle of each one. So that's why it's called Starstruck. Let me show you what it looks like up close. Let's see if I can get on the right angle. There it is. Can you kind of see how it's got a little star? But it looks like flowers. I love it. And it's not a 3D, it's just a regular embossing folder, which is nice. And then a few of the level 2s. This one to me is the best deal going. I love it because it has dies and a stamp set for a level 2, which is free with $120. This one called Corner in Bloom. It's a level 2. I feel like it could be a level 1, but it's really nice. It's a big photopolymer because it's quite large and it has all these different corners, which I think is great, especially now that more people are going back to scrapbooking again. But I think it's just great for corners of cards or on the flap of an envelope or the corner of an envelope. I think these are going to be great. And then this one is stamps and dies as a bundle, free with a $120 order. So I really like this because it's got this great little heart die that's a wreath, flowers, stems, and this great little sentiment banner die right here. This is a great bundle. I think that's a really nice freebie. So that's what I got for my freebies so far. There's more in there, but I haven't earned those yet. Now this mini catalog, this one begins January 7th, also through May 5th, so it's a bigger mini catalog. Obviously, this is the one that we used to call the occasions, where it's florals and all those holidays in between January and May. So the first thing I ordered that I was like super excited about are these this arch bundle, and next week I'll be using this for the project for sure. I already have a few projects designed for you, so they are so much fun, and they layer so nicely. You get so many of them, and they're stitched all around the outside, and they're large, and oh, look how they layer, and they layer so nicely. Just perfect. And you know, if you're wondering if it matches my favorite arch die, the one from that Meadow set that I think is on clearance right now, yes, they do coordinate. Same shape, and they do layer in there as well if you have that one already. But just look how great they layer together all the way down. So many of them. They're perfect. And then this one, this stamp set here called Shadow Shapes, I said, well, let's hope that they match, and they do. I'll be showing you this next week. Now, it is a rubber set, but the arches do match, and there's a little room underneath for these sentiments, and so it's going to be a nice little addition if you get these. Now, the stamp set, Everyday Arches, all curve around, and they're photopolymer. So I'll be showing you these next week, but just as an example, like I always stamp these on vellums when I'm playing around with a coordinating set, so you can kind of see how great they all coordinate with these. So it's going to be a lot of fun to use all of these little sentiments with these. So really nice. Now, along that same line, I love a corner. This is a corner stamp set. Wishing you an amazing day. Thank you for everything. Always in your corner. That's cute. Through the happy and sad, happy we are friends. So it's that. And then there's also a die set that I have play with. I haven't played with it yet. I think on this one you could really get away with just the stamps, but they do look kind of nice to have a few little corner embellishments and the little cone flower die. So I'll see. This balloon die does cut out that, so that's helpful, but that's definitely a good one. Embossing folders are always at the top of my list. I get every single one of them. And this one is kind of interesting. It looks like that oil painting. So it's a very large, one of those big folders, and you can see that design. I hope you can see. So it just looks like someone took a palette knife with paint and just kind of went down with it. So that's going to be kind of cool to play with. This one was totally out of the box for me. I don't really have a lot of need for Storybook Friends, but the dies won me over, first of all, because I love these really big frames, and I didn't have any frames this large. And let's face it, they're cute bunnies. So it's called Storybook Friends, and there's a whole suite of things, but let me show you the designer paper so you get an idea. If you didn't want the dies and the stamps, which I almost didn't, you can get away with getting just the paper because they have all of these punch outs back here that are like very delicate paper. So when I do my paper shares, I'll make sure that I carefully go around so everybody, you know, if I split everything 6 by 6, when I do my paper shares, I'll make sure that none of these get hurt in the process and we can keep them all intact. But there's, look, 2 sheets of these, and the artwork is just fantastic on them. I mean, it really is great. We haven't had something whimsical like this for quite a while with storybook characters. So really, really cute. All right. And then you've got the designer paper here, which, by the way, I will cut it here and then across here, so somebody will get a little bit missing here, but this will cut nicely for 6 by 6. There's the back. And look at this. I mean, our concept artists do a lot of watercolor, and look at this bunny with the books. I mean, I don't even want to cut it. It's so precious. Okay. And there. And then we've got some gardening things, which I think you could cut out. That would be kind of fun to cut some of these out and add them with the bunnies. More vegetables. Cute little cottages. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this chipmunk with the little satchel, this little duffel bag to put his acorn in. And this one carrying pumpkins. I mean, golly, these are cute. Look at this. Okay, all right, I'm in. Look how pretty. I'm in. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm in. I mean, I would think all my adult friends would enjoy getting a cute little chipmunk card, I hope. Anyway, I love these dies. Absolutely love, love, love the dies. And the stamp set has all the critters that cut out, obviously, that you have to color. There's a lot of fun new accessories in the mini catalog, which will be part of my accessory share. So what I will do is I will split all of these between 5 people. So everybody gets like a snippet of this, and I cut it up 5 ways and package them all nicely. So these are called party dots. I love all the enamel dots. These are called antique pearls, and they have like a shine on them, but iridescent shine, but they're almost like they're like a vanilla. I would say they're vanilla. Very pretty. These are very sparkly. These are like the Drucy dots, so they're just a touch taller. They're called two-tone sparkle gems. Those are kind of pretty. I see peacock and I see purple in there. These are called low profile dots. Okay, yes, they are lower profile. Yes, they'll be easier to mail. That's not a very creative name for them. They're like a blush and a gold. You know? Can we just call them blush and gold dots? Do we have to just call them low profile? I don't know. But they are really pretty. I love gold anytime. Those would be nice. And then these are in the online exclusives, which I'm going to include in my share because I think everybody needs to have them. They're really, really easy to mail. 3 different sizes on them. And they're just, these little hearts are wonderful. And then there's these great little itty bitty bokeh dots, sequins. So really good for shaker cards and super sparkly. There's some flat, some domed, and then some little iridescent sequins in there. And a little bit of berry color. These are gorgeous. There's some bokeh paper, which I'll show you. 6x6 bokeh paper, which I think they're saying to use these together. But even for my shares, I will break these up into 5 piles. I weigh them. I weigh them and put them in little packages for you when I split them up for the shares, because I think everybody needs to try them. There's also little tiny bead trinkets. These are super tiny, little bitty baby bees. And if you remember a long time ago, we had bees. Look at the difference in size. Wait, let me get up closer to the camera for you. These are, I mean, they're a quarter of an inch. You probably can't even see that. There. Is that better? They are so tiny. They're so tiny, which will be really nice actually for cards. But they're so tiny, I worry that people are going to wonder what they are, because they could go butterfly actually, but they're little teeny bees. I'll do ribbon shares, and I may add to these with some of the online exclusives, maybe because there's so many good ones out there. This is a really pretty little scallop petal pink. It's really sweet. It's got this little scallop edge on it. Can you see? Oh, the camera. If I could just be right there with you. There we go. Cute little scallop. You'll get 2 yards of that because there's 10 yards on the roll. And I'll split that between 5 people. The daffodil. Oh, we haven't had a yellow ribbon in so long. And this is that really nice skinny little 1/8 one. It's satin. It ties so nicely because it's small. It's going to be perfect for lots of spring things. I think everybody's going to want this one. I love it. And this really cool gold mesh. We had this in silver. And I wish we had this at the holidays because it would have been great to have for the holidays. I love it. That really pretty, fine, delicate gold mesh. So it ties. It's very pretty. So you'll get 2 yards of that because there's 10 yards on the roll. I'll split that between 5 people. All right, so now papers. So there's a lot of pretty papers that'll go in the paper shares. This one is called Everyday Skies, which if you bought that airplane set, this one's gonna be great. And it's just pretty. Really bright, bold colors. A lot of clouds, all hand painted by our concept artist. Isn't they cool? Look at that. Look at that. Really fun. Ooh, dark and stormy. Yeah, that one's gorgeous. That's called Everyday Skies. This is the bokeh one I was telling you about, where bokeh just means like the little bit of light floating around, either from a camera or from certain conditions outside. When light hits it, hits the moisture, it creates this bokeh, I guess is the best way I can describe it. It's called Beautiful Bokeh. And one side is the bokeh and the other side is solid. So there's 8 sheets of each one, which is really nice. Especially for those who are doing classes, that's really nice also for demonstrators because having 8 of each pattern is super helpful. But you can see how pretty that's going to be to work with. Stamp on it, emboss on it, use it as backgrounds, that'll be pretty. And then this, I love this one. I wish we'd had it a little sooner for the holidays, this plaid, because even though it's not a Christmas plaid or anything, it's timeless plaid is what it's called. Look at the colors. And the other side are checks. All plaids. I love it. I know a lot of people who love plaid, and I love it for cards for anybody. Isn't that great? A lot of checks and plaids. So I love it. Really fun patterns. That's going to be really great to work with. Now this one, the reason I'm showing you all these too, because when you get the catalog, it just falls so flat. You just can't really see how amazing they are. So it's just so much better for me to show them to you, so you kind of know, so you can make better informed purchases if you need to. This is called Mixed Media. So this would be great for those of you that are scrapbooking. And if you're not scrapbooking, what I would do, I would definitely cut it like this into 4-inch pieces and across, so you would have these wonderful panels to stamp on. So I think it works for both. This side is more of that artistic palette behind there. There's this one, and the back is very pretty. Very bright floral. And another watercolor wash. This pattern is a lot going on. It's got a lot going on, but I also can see it just in small doses and be very pretty. Okay, and black and white. And I love the black and white ones because you can color them any color that you want. Look at that, it's very pretty. Another one, a very pretty blue background. And then black and white on the other side. They're like little bouquets of flowers. That's really sweet. I like this one. So this one I will include in my paper share, but it's not in the mini catalog. It was part of their online exclusives that they brought out to redo some paper from years ago. So it's just an extra pack, but I think I'll include that in my paper share also because I really like it. So apparently yellow is back. I'm seeing yellow everywhere in this catalog. Floral Delight. These mums, they're so pretty. Whatever they are, they're very pretty. And this, just that really pretty green crosshatch linen type. It's smooth, but it gives you the impression of that texture in there. Look at those two together. And then more yellow and little tiny prints back there behind it. This is all yellow. I love it. It's got like a little canvas texture print behind it. I love those colors together with the olive. Ooh, got a little plaid behind it, a little gingham. That's really sweet. That's going to be fun to play with. And some flower person is going to have to tell me what these are. I'm not sure. Oh, I love that print. Can you see that? It's a real delicate dot. It's gorgeous. This one's got some blue splatter in there and another yellow print. That's very pretty. First time I'm seeing it with you right now. Okay. And then there's a coordinating vellum that goes with that, which I probably would say go ahead and get it because we like coordinating. This is a vellum blue gingham. There's like a blue little plaid gingham. And then a blue print with some white and yellow flowers. And this one with the leaves and the yellow flowers. So 6 sheets of that. That's pretty. All of that will be in the paper share. Now, this is the Pastel Ombre glitter paper, which I don't think is in the catalog. I think it's an extra online. I'm going to include that also because we always need more glimmer paper. I love it because it doesn't shed. It's glitter paper, but it's smooth. So you can emboss on it. It doesn't shed. It's really nice. Nice, pretty spring colors. This is Wildflower Birthday. This is going to be really useful, I think. So you've got all these tags, okay, that you can cut apart here. So they've got gold on them, so we can cut. So I'll have to do some creative cutting here for you for the shares, but I'll make sure everybody gets parts and pieces of this one. So pretty. And there is a print on the other side. It's 2 sheets of those. Birthday cakes with gold. Love that. Another one. Oh, what was the back side? Oh, stripes. Oh, I love it. Like a sherbet kind of stripe. More florals with gold. Pretty soft sea foam on the back side. Ooh, gold and like that pretty pool party, which almost looks mint. Very pretty. Could even go Coastal Cabana. A soft print on the other side. More florals and gold. Ooh, and a pink check. And this on the back, you get 2 sheets of these. These are those pop-out ephemera. They're thin, okay? They're not real heavy, but they're okay. They look really nice with the gold on there. And pop that on your project. So there's 2 of those, which I'll break out for shares also. That's a good one. I like that. Very useful. Look at this big old bouquet. So Sale-A-Bration starts January 7th along with this mini catalog. I'll post all the links that day. I'll be back next week to show you some projects using some of this stuff. There's a really good sign-up special coming. If you want to come back as a demo, even if it's just for yourself to get a discount on what you buy, there's a really good starter kit special. It's like a $91 value extra, 2 big marker sets. Color group sets of your choice. So you could get like Regals or Brights or whatever. You can pick and choose. And there's a special stamp set too. Or you can choose $30 extra in your kit of something else you want. So I'll be posting all the info for that. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for sticking with me. Hit the like button so that YouTube keeps putting my video out there. That always helps a lot. And thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.